Yo, what's going on, my fantastic family and friends? It's your boy, Mr. Dominique, aka the Scorpio King. Right back at you with another episode of Dom's World from right up top. Bow, bow. You know, you got your world and I got mine. What we chopping up this morning? What's on the chopping block? Well, I want to share something with you, family. So let me make sure we good before I get started. That's that lovely kickstart. As I get ready to kick this conversation up into high gear, I want to talk about how there's a certain peace in your life when you know God. When you know God, when you know He's in your life, when you have that relationship with Him. See, I want to make sure, family, you understand the difference between some of us, okay? Us chosen ones, us spiritually gifted brothers and sisters, us religiously educated brothers and sisters, all that stuff. The difference between some of us is some of us know God, and then there are those of us who are just now learning God. We're just now learning what it is to know God, what it's like to know God. See, some of you are just baby Christians. You're just babies in your, baby spiritual brothers and sisters. You're just a baby. You got your training wheels on because you just embarked on this journey. You just got on this path. And you are getting frustrated with yourself because you're comparing your level of experience and your level of knowledge and your level of spirituality to those who've been in it for a very long time. See, you wouldn't compare yourself to a pastor, right? Or, you wouldn't compare yourself probably to not even the people who work in the pulpit up under the pastor. The bishops and deacons and things like that, maybe even an usher, anybody who actually works, up in the pulpit, right up under the pastor. Some of you who sit in the congregation, you probably wouldn't even compare your level of spiritual maturity to those people. Some of you wouldn't. So that's the same thing when you're listening to your spiritual brothers and sisters on YouTube. You got to consider how long they've been on their journey. You have to consider that. And if you haven't, I'm asking you to. Consider how long that person has been walking that path. Consider how long that person been on that journey. How long that person been into their spirituality. Because some of you are just now starting to do this. And you have questions like, well, how do they know this stuff? Well, for one, they got the experience. They've been talking to God for years. They've been seeking God for years. And again, it's like why I tell you, I've told you some of my videos, you have those of us who grew up in church. Regardless to what we did in our young adult years, no matter what type of lifestyle we lived, you got those of us who grew up in the church, who was going to church since they were old enough to talk and walk. Our mothers and grandmothers and aunties and stuff drug us to church. So somebody like that who grew up in the church and may have strayed away back and forth from church to the real world, that person's been on that spiritual journey since the beginning of that time. Years and years, that person been talking to God, learning their relationship with God. No matter how much they've been into the world, they've wandered into the wilderness, you can't take away their relationship that they've built with God all those years. You can't change that. So some of us have a level of experience so far up there. We've been talking to God for years. We've been acknowledging God's presence for years. And some people have been doing it secretly. You don't know everything about everybody you talk to. You don't know everything about your brother, your sister, your mother, your daddy. You don't know everything about your kids. You don't know everything about nobody. To assume you do is arrogance at a whole new level. You don't know everything about nobody. And there are some people that are very close to you that have been talking to God for years and may have never shared that information with you because that's just not something y'all talk about. But when you know God, when you have those years and years and years of experience talking to God, dealing with God, experiencing God work in your life, then you have a certain peace in your life. You have a certain calmness in your life when it comes to dealing with worldly issues. And people can't understand that. And I'm here to tell you that when you look at people who have a calmness about them, about issues that everybody else is going crazy over, those people, by large chance, they have a relationship with God. And that's why they're so calm. And that's why they have a certain peace about them when everybody else is operating in chaos and turbulence and they're all over the place, panicking, listening to the world. You will find godly people, people who know God personally. You will find them calm, tranquil, and at peace. Because God gives you peace. Knowing God, having a relationship with God, you know what comes with that? Peace. I promise you, I'm speaking from experience. I'm telling you, hey, believe it if you want to. That's on you. I'm sharing something with you because I love you. And I'm here to tell you that if you know God, if you get to know God, you will have a peace in your life. When everybody else is acting crazy and they tripping and they panicking and they all over the place, you will be calm. God will calm you down. He will give you peace. I know this for facts. I know this. I've experienced this because I personally know him. And when you are assured yourself that you know him, nobody can take that from you. Nobody can take that from you. If you doubt it, just a shred, just a little bit, if you doubt whether or not you know him, then you don't know him. And it's going to be so easy for somebody to come along and tell you you're wrong. You don't know God. God don't know you. Somebody come along and tell you that and you're going to believe it. You're going to doubt it. Just leave the door cracked just an inch for somebody's ignorance and wickedness and their doubt and their fears to creep into your life and screw you over. Leave that door open just a little bit and the devil going to slide right on up in there and whisper in your ear, you don't know God. You've made too many mistakes to know God. God wouldn't deal with somebody like you. He gonna get to whispering that in your ear. And you're gonna buy into it. When you know God, there's a peace in your life. I'll give you an example. When you lose a loved one, you will hurt like anybody else would. You will hurt. But you won't grieve for as long as someone who doesn't know God. You won't grieve. Your grievance won't be as harsh and it won't last as long because God will give you a peace and he's going to bring you through that and you are going to get through that. Together, y'all going to come through that. You're going to grieve, but you're not going to grieve as long as someone who doesn't know God. When you know God, you will have doubt, but it won't last long. You will have doubt. You will feel experiences of doubt, frustration, loneliness, but it won't last long. It won't last long because God will take that away from you and bring you that peace. You will always have peace. You will never sit in no kind of misery long at all. You will experience these things because you are a human being. You will experience doubt, fear, loneliness, frustration. You will experience these emotions, but they will never sit with you long. They will never last long with you. You will never be as mad or as frustrated or as angry or as miserable as the next person who doesn't know God. Because when you know God, God will reassure you that these things are not meant to sit with your spirit, and he will take them away from you. When you know God, to know God is to have peace in your life. Trust me when I tell you this. People ask me, used to ask me, how do you stay so calm? Why are you always so calm? And I could never really answer that question. I used to just be, that's just how I am. That's just the way I am. But now I know why I'm that way. It's because I know the big man upstairs. I know God. And therefore, I have peace in my life. And I don't react to things the way people who don't know God do. And if you know God, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then maybe you're still learning God. Or either you just don't know him. And that's on you, baby. Don't be mad at me. I'm trying to bring you to him. I'm trying to show you the way. So if you don't know this feeling that I'm talking about, then you fix it if you want to. If you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for all notifications. Like and share your boy videos. I am Mr. Dominique, a.k.a. the Scorpio King, saying peace and one love. Keep your vibrations up here at all times. I love you. Stay blessed. And please remember, to know God is to have peace. And to be a person who lives in peace, who operates in peace, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. I wish you could experience this. If you're not experiencing this, you need to wake your ass up and experience peace in your life. And in order to have it, you're going to have to know Yahweh. You understand? You're going to have to know the big man upstairs. Your boy is out.